What is up, you beautiful collectors and Transformer fans? Thanks for tuning in. Once again, it is the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And this is one I was super excited about, kind of reaching the limits of what I would love in terms of crossovers. Today we are going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Knight Rider crossover of Autobot Agent Knight. And when I say kind of reaching the tail end of things, I mean, for me, there's a lot of iconic vehicles from the 80s. Knight Rider and Kit specifically was one of those. The DeLorean was one of those. The Ecto-1 was one of those. Even going to one that we took a look at just a little bit ago, the Party Wagon from the Ninja Turtles was one of them. Going a little bit beyond the 80s and going into the 90s with Jurassic Park, getting the Jeep, getting the Explorer. Those are all iconic movie vehicles that are represented by the folks at Hasbro here absolutely beautifully. And it's kind of funny because I was recently playing with an older crossover. It was a Star Wars crossover of the Death Star that transformed into Darth Vader. And that thing is a pain in the ass. I'm just going to be honest. What they've been doing with these now really has been exceptional. And Agent Knight here is without a doubt up there in terms of my favorites. One that I would love to see, and I talked about this before, we could take a look at maybe getting like the A-Team van. That would be another iconic vehicle. I think another one that a lot of people would love to see would be the 1989 Batmobile. Will that happen? Who knows? Will I lose my shit if it does? You're damn right I will. But for Agent Knight here, for the packaging, as you can see, it's done up to kind of look like like an actual Transformer, like a G1 style Transformer with the old school kind of Transformers text up there. Heroic Autobot, obviously. You got the transformation kind of on here, which it's not as simple as doing this. There's a few more steps, but it doesn't show you the steps that it does here in the back. There's a fire truck going by. Sorry about that, guys. But when you do come to the back, you can see celebrating 40 years of Transformers. You got a bit of like other language stuff, but you got that very cool G1 artwork here in the back, which is absolutely gorgeous. And then you have the tech spec card, which I wish they actually gave you the little the red thing so you can read that. I mean, you can still see it. You can see the blue lines and stuff kind of mixed in there. But it would have been cool to kind of have that on there just to kind of highlight that a little bit and make it a little bit more like those old G1 toys and such. But you can see that this is an officially licensed vehicle from GM Pontiac kind of thing, because depending on the year that you watched Knight Rider, Kit was either a 1982, 83, or 84 Firebird or Trans Am. I think the 1984 one was actually a Firebird that was done up and redressed to look like the Trans Am. So for the most part, when we saw it, it was a Trans Am. But the 84 version was actually a Firebird that had a redress on it. So officially licensed, which is really cool. I love the box on here. It does come packaged in vehicle mode. You can kind of see the little shell section right there on it. And then you got the crossover logo. Absolutely love all of it. And I have always been a big fan of Knight Rider. I do know an old friend of mine, TFG1 Mike, was one of the biggest Knight Rider fans that I've ever known in my life. And I'm really kind of curious to see what he thinks on this guy. But as you can see, very much a Trans Am looking style car, which is absolutely phenomenal. There's a lot of little bits on here too that some people have complained about. Some other reviewers kind of knocked it or didn't know as much about it or something of that nature. But for the most part, the only part that really does not look like the car would be this section right down here, this blocky bit, because that's actually where the battery compartment is for the lights and sounds on this, which we have not gotten lights and sounds in like a real cool toy. I mean, like some of the kitty ones we have. This one, though, does have it, which is absolutely amazing. I just love this so much. I just want to showcase a lot of the details. I love how they got the Pontiac logo right there on the center of the rims. You got the silver around there as well, which is very much what you should have come around. But I mean, for the most part, you have it molded in this black plastic. Come around to the back, though. I absolutely love this. This little logo right here is the logo for Knight Industries. It's meant to be kind of like a little knight from chess, right in there. Like you can kind of see it, kind of, sort of. So I love the fact that they put that on there. Nice little nod. Some people have complained because the taillights should have a slight tint to them. They were red lights, obviously, because, you know, it was a car, so it had to have the taillights on there, but they did put like a blackish tint over them, so those are probably not as accurate as they should be. Worth pointing out, though, but I still think it looks pretty decent. The other thing that people like to kind of complain about is how you have a slightly different color black here compared to what you have here at the top. This is a little bit more glossy. You can really see it there versus there. The biggest thing is the Trans Am actually had what were called a T-top roof sort of things. These are actually meant to be windows. The T-tops, and you can kind of see the T section. You got the little section that goes down, you can kind of see it. Goes down there, and then T. These were windows on the original car that could be removed, kind of giving it like a convertible-ish sort of thing, but with still a hard roof if you wanted it on there. Even on the actual vehicle, that was painted for the most part and tinted, so you could still see through it if you looked up on the actual car. So it is going to have a slightly different color on there. So to me, that's accurate. It's not going to have that same look. When you paint glass, that has a different look than when you paint metal. So I like that. I think that's a nice little touch. I don't know if they necessarily did that on purpose, but I think it's okay. The other thing that people have complained about are the slightly bluish tinted windows here. Those don't bother me at all. If you made those all clear, you would definitely see a more of the robot stuff on the inside, because like his feet and everything are up in there. If you just had them clear like that, you would see it. Tinting them kind of hides it a little bit. The only other way that they could have kind of done that would be paint all of that black, but then you would have a lot of black on black, and that would just like not look very good, I don't think. And the actual car didn't have that as well. So I think putting that slight tint in there helps with the illusion that there's not robot stuff in there. And you can see it. You can actually open the doors here. Maybe. Come on. You can open the doors. You can see all the robot junk in there. That's not meant to be like a feature, but as part of the transformation, you definitely can do that. But for the most part, like I said, I love the little logo. I love that little bit right here with the T-tops. Overall, gorgeous car mode. Come around to the bottom. You can see that you can store his weapons underneath here. He's got a little bit of a handgun. He's got a little bit more of a rifle. We'll set those off to the side. He has another accessory, which you can kind of see right here, which is his, oh God, why am I not remember David Hasselhoff's character? Oh, I'm having a brain fart. Michael, had like a little wrist communicator. So they put that on there. I just have it pegged on there. There's no real need to kind of remove that, but that looks really cool. You also can, in addition to opening the doors, you can take these headlights and push on the back, and you can pull. Now, that was never ever seen. But that's something that you can do, which is cool. I like that little touch. But you have this little light bar here in the front. You got a button right there. It takes 3 LR something or other batteries, little button cell batteries. You can get them cheap on Amazon and things of the nature. It doesn't come with them, which kind of stinks, but, you know, a lot of times it's hard to sell action figures with batteries installed in there. There's a whole separate thing. I've learned a lot in this industry that there's a lot of different kind of requirements when you're selling toys that have batteries that are in there, and there's a lot of different licenses that you need, and those cost more money. So I'm okay with them not including it in here, so we can buy batteries ourselves. It would probably make the figure more expensive, honestly. But you have this button right here that when you push it, you get all this. So you can hear it starting up, and then you hear that very classic sound.
Hold on, this could be a bit bumpy.
Now, as I'm looking at this, on the screen, it looks like it just kind of flickers and blinks randomly. It actually does do what it's supposed to, going like that. I don't know how that's going to be on screen, but so there's that. Screeching tires, which is fun.
Oh, you're sure this is the right way?
Now, I'm not 100% sure if that's the original voice actor, and they just brought the voice clips over and put it in there. It sounds like him, but I'm not sure.
Thank you, sir. I am the voice of Night Industry 2000's microprocessor, KITT for easy reference. KIT if you prefer.
A lot of people don't know that KIT was an acronym that stood for Night Industry 2000. Now, the later series that came out in like the early 2000s, they made it the, it was still KIT, but it was 3000. But that's where they got the KITT or KIT.
Hold on, this could be a bit bumpy.
And then it goes through the same things again. The other little hidden feature in here is if you hold it down for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, the lights will turn on. You won't get any sounds or anything, but it just does the back and forth. And again, yeah, you can kind of see it just like flashing, but it is going back and forth, which that is amazing. Then just push it again. It'll turn one of the sounds on, and then it'll turn the lights on. I did a live stream a while ago, and I actually put this on there and put it on the timer. I think it stayed on for 2.5 minutes and then turned off automatically. So you can activate it and just like leave it there. Just like so. And yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it's just because the high frame rate of my camera is not really capturing the slowness of that. Hopefully, I don't know if that's cool though. But like I said, stays on for about 2.5 minutes or so. So I'm going to just leave it on while I'm going through the transformation on this guy. Interestingly enough, the transformation, oh, you know what? I should, while I have it like this, let me do some comparisons. I apologize. So here is Party Wallop, which we took a look at a while ago. Good size, I still think. Here is the Ecto 1. Again, decent size, I want to say, between that. I don't have Gigawatt transformed into his DeLorean mode. I need to get another one of these. I actually do, like, and you'll see, I have 2 of these. I now have 2 of those. I only have 1 of the Jurassic Park sets. I need to get a second one of this so I can have him. I had a second one, but sold it with the purge of a lot of different things. But you can see vehicle-wise, they fit very nicely. And I think that this is a gorgeous, gorgeous lineup. I am so super happy. Super happy. Oh, man. Now we're going to do the transformation on here. I'm going to keep those lights on there. You'll see when they go off. First, what you're going to want to do, come around here to these arms. Just take these. These will detach, and then you can rotate these out like so. So again, pull that away, swivel that out, just like that. One thing you're also going to notice is this is, if you've transformed any of the Masterpiece Lamborghinis, like Sideswipe, Sideswipe's kind of a big one. He's very similar to that in a lot of respects, and you'll see that here in a minute. So get these arms lifted up and out of the way. Come around here to the front. You're going to take this section here, push this down, and then bring that forward. That will lock into place right there. From here, you can kind of bring his head out. It's kind of tricky to do. You gotta get a like fingernail in it. Bring that out and then rotate his head like so, and then push that up there. And then you can bring this down, and then it's gonna have another little hinge section which we'll fiddle with here in a bit. I'm just gonna rotate these arms, just get these kind of out of the way for right now. Now, interestingly enough, this rotates, and there's no real reason for it to do that. I actually reached out to a couple of the designers on Instagram and asked why they did that. I mean, you can collapse that down, and it sits there along the back pretty decently, but it's actually meant to stay like this because there's a little post here that locks into place, and you'll see that here in a bit. So I'm just going to leave it like that for right now, but you can, like I said, you can definitely see that there's a similarity between the engineering and the design of this guy when you compare it to that masterpiece like Sideswipe, for example. Once you have it like that, you can bring these all the way down. So make sure you open these little panels, bring that out like that, and then take this entire section, rotate this around, bringing the crotch piece to the front. You can then split the legs and close these just like that. These tires and everything, that all stays there. Fold the foot forward and then fold the toe just like that. Now this is the part where you have to be kind of creative. You got, it's kind of hard to see, but these little bars up here, you have to really collapse those down because this is going to lock in to this little bit right here. So it's kind of like sit like that and then give that a good solid push. It should, I feel like it should, no, sorry, give that, there we go. That'll lock into place like that. Bring these arms down, rotate, bring them down, rotate, straighten out the head. And then, like I said, these, you're going to just kind of keep those straight like that. And then this whole section will kind of collapse down. Maybe they did it like that because you can wiggle it a little bit when it's like this. And just collapse that along there. And then that little, you can kind of see that nub right there. That kind of locks into place along the frames. And then you just take that, angle these up. Like I said, I mean, you can rotate it around. And let me show you how that kind of looks. I mean, it's personal preference, but like I said, it's designed to rotate like that. And then when you bring that down, nothing then locks into place. It just sits like that, and it sticks out more. So I don't know why they did that. They didn't really need to do that, but just collapse that. That little peg will latch in there. Fold these around, kind of angle these, and there you have Agent Knight in his robot mode. And it's very simplistic. I mean, he's not overly complicated, honestly, but I love the way that this guy looks. Do I have these all the way up? Yeah, I really do like the way that he looks. And you can take these weapons, obviously. He can hold on to them fairly easily. He's got the little peg and everything, so he's got all that. I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but I even like this blue that he has down here on the thighs and the crotch piece, kind of like he's wearing blue jeans, which is so very funny. But this guy is just, he's a big dude, too. He's pretty, tall, honestly. Let me bring in, do the comparison. Here is Gigawatt. So you can see how big he is. He's kind of a small dude. Let me bring in Ectotron. This is the Ectotron from the Afterlife movie. He's actually taller, that you can see. I'm going to set this here. I'm going to set this here. And then because I had him recently, and you guys saw him. Here's the very chonky. I mean, this sumbitch is chonky. Party Wallop. And yes, I do have him in this configuration just because I think it's kind of cool. And I only have one other one. The only reason why I even got this was because Target was having a massive sale, and this guy only cost me $25 as opposed to the regular retail of $50. And now every single Target around me is sold out of them, so I don't know if I'm ever going to find another 2, or I'd love to get another 3, just because, like I said, I like having Party Wallop and then Leonardo Michelangelo's Downtown Raphael. But there you go. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, honestly, what? How can anybody say it's not cool? I mean, honestly, this is all of our favorite vehicles as a kid, in now action figure form. Mind-blowing. Articulation-wise, you can see that the head is on a ball joint, so you get a good range of motion with it. Real nice head sculpt on there, too. I don't know necessarily. I'm trying to figure out what that's meant to kind of look like. But I love the little visor on there, some nice silver paint all the way around. I mean, that's really very cool. Real nice detail on that head sculpt. I like these wings up here. It's very Bumblebee-ish. I just everything about this dude I like. His arms, you got this ball joint here, and then you can see that the hinge section does kind of like swoop into place right there. So you got that. You got the forward and back. You have a rotation at the upper part of the bicep. Bend here at the elbow. The wrists actually do rotate, which is nice. He does have waist rotation. I wonder, I mean, you could probably... I don't know. Would you want to leave those up in robot mode? There's me hitting it again. It's hard to get those to pop up. I don't know. Maybe it gives it a slightly different look. The hips here do move forward and back, in and out. They rotate at the upper part of the thigh. They bend at the knee. The ankles do have in and out, and then there's a little bit of forward and back just kind of as part of the transformation and such. But, God bless it. Are you sure that this is the right way? I mean, it really does sound like that. I forgot his name, William? He was also Mr. Feeney in Boy Meets World, in case you guys are more attuned to that. But I love the way that this guy looks. I mean, it's simple. It really is. It's not as extravagant or over the top like some of the other ones. I mean, some of the other ones, like the engineering, I'm like, this guy really, is extremely well done. Party Wallop is extremely well done. I think that this guy turned out great. I'm really happy with him. I really, really am. Honestly, I can't think of a negative on this. Like I said, the only part that's really not very accurate would be this section here, but I think especially here in robot mode, it kind of fills out a little bit. You got the nice Autobot logo there as well. The back, I mean, is fairly clean. Yeah, there's kind of gappage right there, but you can kind of minimize that by kind of bringing his arms down and just posing him a little bit cooler, I guess, than me. In general, I'm very happy with this guy. I very, very much am. And I'm going to have to get a second one, honestly, just because I want to have the option to display him as this and as kit. I mean, these are literally vehicles that I grew up with, absolutely loving them and enjoying the series or the movies that they came from. And now modern technology, modern engineering has made it where Hasbro's able to make these things transform into vehicles. Granted, the robot modes, they don't look like anything, which is easier to do because you want to have the vehicle be the more accurate looking thing. Or like that's where you want to put your focus on it. So that's amazing. I mean, seriously, you look at these, you look at like the Ectomobile or Ecto One, what Ectomobile, and you really wouldn't know that was a Transformer, right? I mean, you probably do, I probably do, but a random person probably isn't going to know that. So you want to make sure that the iconic look for it is nailed. So then when you come up with the design, let's make him into a robot, you can have a little bit more play with them because it doesn't really have to look like anything as a robot. So if you nail that vehicle mode, then you can do whatever you want with the robot mode. And I think for him, Really very well done. Very simplistic, like I said, especially if you have transformed that masterpiece Sideswipe. Then you know basically what to do with this. The feet go up in the same area, the legs, the panel opening up, the arms kind of tucking in underneath. All of it is pretty much the same. So if you know how to do that, you're going to know what to do with this guy. So without a shadow of a doubt, if you are a Knight Rider fan, I would pick this up. If you are a Transformer fan, and you just kind of love and appreciate the 80s, like I said, these vehicles were iconic in that time frame. So I don't necessarily think it's going to appeal to everybody. The people that are buying, the young people out there that are buying things like this probably are not going to be all that interested or buying things like Mohawk or something. They're probably not going to be that interested in something like this. But us old guys, we're going to eat this stuff up all day long. So there you go, my friends. This was a little bit longer video than I expected it to be. But I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and you're interested in this, do me that real quick little favor by hitting that thumbs up button. That small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out and helps other people find and discover these videos and enjoy them as well. Also, if you're not already, don't forget to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That little gesture as well will get you notifications whenever I do new video reviews, whenever I go live, things of that nature. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. There's my look at the new Transformers Knight Rider Agent Knight crossover. And until next time, this is Optibotimus saying to please, please, please remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you are in the southern area, Florida, Georgia, places like that, today's a really rough day. The past week has been really rough. Please be safe. Please look out for yourself and the people around you. I love you all. Please be careful. And until next time, this is Optibotimus saying I will talk to you later.